Hi there, my name is Lo. Welcome to my channel where I discuss everything between Hermes and grocery bags. In today's video I want to touch upon my hits, misses and passes of the summer of 2024. Of course the summer is not completely done, but we're slowly approaching fall, so I figured it would be a good time to do a little recap. I'm going to try and keep it brief today because it is still pretty warm over here. We haven't had a super hot summer, but once our house has heated up, it's always troublesome to cool it back down again. But without further ado, let's dive into the topic of today. So I want to start off with my hits. There were a couple of bags that over the past month have done really well for me, which is surprising because I'm a heavy rotator. I wear a different bag every day. I try to get the most out of my collection as I can. And still there were a couple of bags that at some times were just really calling my name. The first one, which was really unexpected for me, is this quilted bag from COS, and this is the biggest size. So I got this bag initially because I was just falling for the hype a little bit. They were at some point 60% off, so I just jumped on it, but I figured this is going to be way too big for me. I'm not really sure if this color is going to work. I've never really had anything in this color. I am not really a purplish type of girl, but man, how much I have loved this bag. Funny thing is that only like a couple of weeks ago I realized it also has a little front pocket over here, which makes it even more useful. But even before that time, I have really loved this bag. It packs everything and the kitchen sink. It is super lightweight, and I love that you can wear this over the shoulder, but also crossbody if that is more convenient. And the color for some reason has been working for me, even though I wouldn't say it is really a summer color. I've really been enjoying this so much. I saw a beige one come by earlier this week. I was like, no, I really have to pass on it because I don't need two, and I definitely don't need a beige one that's going to get so dirty. But this large quilted bag from COS has been an absolute hit for me this summer. Then next up, another bag I couldn't stop reaching for, and it is the Furla Opportunity tote. I think this is the mini size, so the smallest size that they have. I think the first time that I used it, it was in May, and then I was kind of forcing myself to use it, I noticed, because when I got this, like, I really liked the print on this, but realistically I wasn't expecting myself to gravitate too much to this bag. It is an okay-ish size for me, a little bit too big for just my essentials. It is just an open tote, which I try to solve by just inserting a little pouch in there that I still had lying around. So the first time that I wore it, I needed to go with public transit, so I used it with the pouch. So I was already trying to compensate for the fact that it was very open. Of course it is printed. Generally I don't do all that well with prints because I don't really know how to combine them, especially if I'm also wearing clothing that has a print. But I've been gravitating towards this bag, and every time when I felt I could use it with my outfit, I just reached for it because I do think it is a summer bag. I'm not really sure how much I'm going to use it in fall or winter. We'll have to see. But over summer it's been great. I've been wearing a lot of blues, and because this bag has several shades of blue in it, I have found it to combine just very nicely with my outfits. It is a fabric tote. It is very lightweight, and now that I generally travel to work by car, it's also not really a problem that it is so open. I just put it in the passenger seat, then I buckle it up. I buckle up all of my bags just to make sure that they don't fly through the car if I need to brake very hard. So the bag just stays upright, everything stays in there, and it is a really good capacity for my daily essentials for work. And then the last hit that I want to show you is my Yuzefi Wonton bag. I showed you guys this bag, I think 2 weeks ago, when I talked about items that were new to my wardrobe. Also a bag that I had very little expectations of. It is a bit of an odd design because it is very flexible at the top and then quite structured at the base of the bag. But I think it is a super fun design. I really like how it slouches if you put your items in there. I was a bit on the fence about the color because I generally don't do all that well with white bags. But this is an off-white, and I think that just works a little bit better for me. I don't allow myself to grab this bag whenever I gravitate towards it because I do feel like this is something I should also be able to wear year-round. But it's been a hit. I think I got it with 80% discount, so it was not even 100 euros. And I really expect to enjoy this further throughout the rest of the year. Then moving on to the misses. And I'm going to take these two bags together because they are kind of like in the same theme, and it is my denim bags. I know past year we were all over the Coach denim bags, the Marc Jacob denim bags. Denim was the thing. I wasn't really sure what to invest in. I have on the down low been trying to hunt down a Coach denim bag that I like for a good price, but I've had no luck thus far. But perhaps it's not really such a bad thing, because I have been finding that even though it's been summer and that should be my prime time for denim bags, I haven't been reaching for these much at all. I've worn this one once, and the mini COS quilted bag in the dark denim I haven't worn at all. So I did feel kind of bad, especially for this COS bag, because I did actually pay full price for this. I thought it was so stinking cute, and I mean it is stinking cute. I have considered wearing this a couple of times, but then every time I came to the conclusion that it's not big enough to fit what I need for work. This is just a bag from Shein, so if I don't wear it all that much, I'm not all that concerned. Yeah, unfortunately, this has been a little bit of a miss for me. It really makes me reconsider what I want to do with denim purchases in the future. Before I really figure out what's up with me not wearing denim, I'm probably not going to invest in any more denim. Then the last one in my miss section is my Yuzefi Dinner Roll. I only recently got this, but I was expecting it to be a good bag for summer because it has, well, this beautiful sort of bubble gum pink color. I have worn it once crossbody over the weekend when I was running errands. I'm not going to get rid of it yet. I might not really get rid of it at all. I do think it is a really cute and interesting style, but for some reason it just doesn't work all that well for me. The fortune cookie bag that I have, which is basically the same bag but then with a fixed top handle, that is something that I do reach for, perhaps because I am a sucker for red bags. This bag is just not really it for me right now. I haven't quite figured out just why. Perhaps it's the lack of a top handle. I feel it's a bit awkward wearing it crossbody, but also perhaps a bit awkward wearing it over the shoulder with the strap that it comes with. I think if I put it bluntly, this might just be like a very cute bag for a party or for a wedding. I just haven't really figured out how to wear this casually. Then moving on to the last section of this video, and that is the passes. Because of course it was mid-season sale, and it is one of those periods every year where I struggle to resist bags. I'm going to tell you about a couple of bags that I decided not to get, even though I found that they were at a good price. Not to pat myself on the back or the shoulder all that much, because I definitely did get a couple of bags during the mid-season sale, like my Burberry night bag and my Fendi Peekaboo Petite. But fortunately I decided against the bags on this list. So the first bag I decided not to get was the Fossil Lenox bag. So the Fossil Lenox has been coined as sort of a dupe of dupes. So there's the Celine box bag, which is definitely at the highest price point for like a structured flat bag with smooth leather and a shoulder strap. Then at a lower price point you see the APC Grace bags and the Demin Vancouver. Those are bags that I do have, and then even at a lower price point there is the Fossil Lenox. So I think that at the lowest price point that I saw, the discount was around 60%. It was in this beautiful mock reptile leather variant, but eventually I decided against it because I already have the higher price point variants of this style, so I didn't feel like it would add a lot to my collection. Another thing that I passed upon was the Bottega pouch. At some point I was browsing on Glamout and they already had a couple of Bottega pouches on sale, and then all of a sudden they had a selection of items on which they had an additional 50% discount. So I think in both of these cases, because it was for a teen pouch in a mint color and a regular pouch, I think in a beige color, I think those were both more than 60% off. I really do want to get something else from Bottega, but I had promised myself that I wanted to get something with the wide woven leather. Also, it is a clutch style, and that really goes against my bag rules of having something that at least you can put over the shoulder. So I skipped on those. There was also another Bottega bag that I skipped on, which did meet the brief a lot more, and it was the Bottega Small Cassette. It was in a very light green color. This was 50% off plus 20%, so I guess that would make approximately 60%. So again, very good deal. But I decided against it because of the size of the bag. I do really like the Bottega Cassette, but I would want to get it in the regular size and not in the small size. The small size doesn't really fit a lot, and I'm kind of scared that I would overstuff it, which is something that you would definitely see on that bag. Then moving on, the Jacquemus Le Grand Chiquito. So this was in a yellowish color, which I found quite interesting because I don't have any yellow bags in my collection. This was, I think, 50% off plus an additional 15. So definitely the best price that I've seen for this model for quite some time. I have also said that I wanted to get another Jacquemus bag, but eventually I decided against it because I want to get something that is not from their sort of traditional structured line of bags. What I am somewhat eyeing right now is the Rond Carré. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but the picture will be up on the screen. They now have the tiny ones, and that one does meet the bag roll criteria because that actually comes with a crossbody strap. I really think that is a super cool and interesting style, so I'd rather hold out to get one of those instead of getting another Chiquito bag. And then last up, Tory Burch Stuff Fleming. There were a couple of bags on sale that I was looking into. So there's just the Soft Fleming flat bag in the small size, but I also saw this bucket bag, which for some reason I really liked. I'm not a bucket bag person, so I always figured I would go for the Soft Fleming flat bag, but that one doesn't appeal to me all that much for some reason. I do have quite a significant number of flat bags with a chain already, and I have 0 bucket bags. So I figured that getting a bucket bag might be a good idea. Or I might like to get the wallet on chain version of the Soft Fleming. I think that's also very pretty. This was really just one of those cases where I was just not able to pull the trigger. Both the bucket bag and the Soft Fleming flat bag, they were, I think, 50 plus 20% off. So again, like at the 60% off mark. So it was not a bad deal. But on the other hand, it's still quite a bit of money to put towards something that you're not absolutely in love with, or that you figure, well, I can hold out for another sale. I don't need to get this right now. So I was just not able to pull the trigger on that. And that's what I see with sales and promotions more often. You cannot just buy everything because it is on sale. So I really try to be mindful of, was this actually already on my wish list? Am I now just interested in it because it is on sale? How good is the deal? How reasonable is it for me to run into a similar type of discount later on? Do I really need to get this bag exactly? Which I kind of felt for the Burberry night bag, because I really wanted to get it in the vine color, and I'm not really sure if it's going to be seasonal, for example. So I'd rather just jump on it than to let it pass and hope it will come back for the same amount of money again next season. So these are all things that I try to take into account and be a bit more mindful with my shopping. So I always tell myself this, we'll have to see if it eventually succeeds. But I'm really going to try to go into no buy or at least low buy mode for the next couple of months until we hit all of the promotions again in November and December, and then the end of season sale, which usually starts around Boxing Day, moving into January. That's it for today. Let me know down below in the comments what were your hits and misses and passes for this summer season and the mid-season sales. If you have any questions about the items that I showed you, feel free to drop them down below in the comments and I'll get back to you. If you enjoyed this video or if it was useful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. That would be much appreciated. I'll see you next time, and remember, for now, there's a style and a situation and a taste for everything, so don't judge, wear whatever the bag you like. Until next time, en as we het zijn Dutch. Doei!